When the various Hebrew, Aramaic, Greek, and Latin manuscripts of the Bible are compared, a process called textual criticism, we find variations in how these manuscripts read. Genesis 4 verse 8 provides a simple example of how this process works. In the Hebrew Aleppo Codex, this passage reads, "And Cain said to his brother Abel, and it came to pass that they were in the field, and Cain rose up toward his brother Abel and killed him." Missing from this passage is what Cain said to Abel, and appears to be an accidental omission on the part of a scribe. However, when we examine this passage in the Greek Septuagint translation, we find the missing words. "And Cain said to his brother Abel, Let us go out into the field." It appears that the Septuagint is working from a Hebrew manuscript that includes Cain's speech, while the Aleppo Codex is working from a Hebrew manuscript that is missing the speech. When the Most High gave the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of man, he set the boundaries of the peoples according to the number of the Young's literal translation reads, "sons of Israel." The Revised Standard Version reads, "sons of God," and the New Living Translation reads, "angelic beings." Young's literal translation is taking its translation from the Hebrew in the Aleppo Codex, which reads, Bnei Yisrael, meaning sons of Israel. The Revised Standard Version is taking its translation from the Hebrew in a Dead Sea Scroll that reads Bnei Elohim, meaning sons of God. The New Living Translation is taking its translation from the Greek Septuagint, which reads Angelon Theou, meaning angel or messenger of God. The Aleppo Codex and the Dead Sea Scroll are two Hebrew versions coming from two different Hebrew sources, which we will call Hebrew number 1 and Hebrew number 2. Hebrew number 1 reads Bnei Yisrael, meaning sons of Israel, while Hebrew number 2 reads Bnei Elohim, meaning sons of God. The Septuagint is a translation from an earlier Hebrew source, which we will call Hebrew number 3, that reads Bnei El, also meaning sons of God, but a more primitive spelling that is commonly used among Semitic peoples for angels or messengers of God. The process of textual criticism compares these various readings to make a determination of which reading is the original. The consensus among scholars is that the original reading is Bnei El, sons of God. Notice that the letters in these two Hebrew words can be found within all three Hebrew versions.